Let's talk about what happens after you say yes to working with Bread Loaf. Because what most people don't realize is onboarding can make or break a new engagement with an agency. Whether you're a fashion brand scaling retention, a CPG startup finally investing in life cycle, or an outdoor brand needing a full funnel media buying strategy, this is how we get you results fast. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through our exact onboarding process from proposal to kickoff and why it sets our clients up to win when they start working with my team and I. So step one is the proposal, what we also like to call the audit. And listen, this isn't some templated pitch deck that we slap your name on and toss out in your inbox. Our proposals are detailed and strategic, and they lay out the exact scope of what we're gonna pitch and what we're gonna do for you. We itemize the budget, and we build timelines. We tell you exactly what we're gonna do and how we're gonna execute the project. And we're also gonna add in any assumptions or assets that we'll need from your team along the way. This audit proposal process will give you a clear understanding of what we're responsible for, what we're pitching, how much it's gonna cost, how long it's gonna take, and what are the assumptions along the way to success. It's essentially your launch blueprint. There's two main types of ways that we work with clients. There's a project-based and a retainer-based agreement. Project-based work means we're specifically working on one-time deliverables. These projects have clear timelines and fixed payment terms. Usually when we're working on a project-based, we're either doing an automation project, we're doing a re-platform or a rebuild of a website with our CRO team, or we're building creative assets. We're shooting and producing in our creative studio. Now, these are the most common types of projects that we do. Our automation team will get a call saying, hey, we want to rebuild all of our automation, or we want the Bread Loaf team to actually build out the automation for our brand. We'll also get re-platforms in the Shopify ecosystem. We'll have a brand that needs a new website. They might be coming from WordPress into Shopify. They might have an existing Shopify site, but they want to relaunch it. Now, Creative Studio is quite important because when you're doing creative work, there's so many assumptions along the way. And we can't build budgets unless we know all those assumptions, we know the scope, and we know the agreement. That's why these projects work so well on a project-based agreement. We have a clearly defined budget and a clearly defined timeline and clearly defined deliverables. Now, next we have retainers, and retainers are typically more for our ongoing marketing engagements. This is where our team's getting hired to either run retention and lifecycle marketing on a monthly basis, media buying, or doing ongoing CRO or optimization projects. Now, this works really well because we are taking on the work of a marketing team. We still have fixed deliverables that we're executing on every month, but we have a clear path to success. And this clear path to success has certain KPIs that we're trying to benchmark on and we're trying to execute on. For instance, if our media buying team is running paid traffic, we usually have a set budget. That set budget is reflective of certain KPIs that we're trying to target. If our retention team is sending email and SMS campaigns, we have a set scope for how many campaigns we're executing on a weekly basis and a monthly basis, and what the actual revenue goals are going to be for the channel. Now, apart from the minimum engagement fee, or we also like to call the retainer, we'll also build in performance bonuses, because what we found is once we start working with someone, we'll continue to grow. And there's a big difference between a brand that's doing 100K a month and a brand that's doing 3 million a month, and what type of work needs to be done to reflect the performance and reflect the actual success of the brand. For instance, sometimes we start with brands and our typical engagement on the retention side is like 2 to 3 campaigns a week at $3,500 a month. It's pretty simple. There's a lot more complexities to that, but typically our entry level is $3,500 a month for executing retention marketing, and that'll go up to 13, 15, 18K depending on how many campaigns. It's a lot different if we're sending 2 campaigns a week versus sending 6 to 8 to 10 campaigns a week for one of these brands. We have some clients that we're just sending email and SMS for. We have some clients that we're sending email, SMS, push, and direct mail. The scope is going to be reflective, and what we do is we build in those performance bonuses so we can add additional resources to help grow the brand over time, instead of having to go back to the client after a couple months and saying, hey, I need to readjust our retainer to now reflect the additional work. Remember, we're in the business of making money too, and if we're not making money, then we can't stick around and help our clients be successful. We also want to set goals and objectives for our team so they know what we're working towards at the end of the day. So that proposal you get from us, it's not just pricing, it's your entire game plan to win. So once the proposal is approved, we move on to step 2, which is the agreement. Our legal team puts together an official agreement that reflects everything outlined in the proposal. It's clear, fair, and mirrors the deal that we discussed to a T. After that, we'll send it over for signature and we'll get the ball rolling. This piece is pretty simple. Once the agreement's ready for you to review, we send it over through a Google Doc. That gives you the ability to mark up, put together any terms you need, put together any legal language. Usually it's pretty simple. There might be a little change here and there. Once that's done, export that over, send it over via DocuSign. Once that DocuSign is signed, we're off to the races. Now we're getting into step 3, and this is where things get really exciting. It's the kickoff. Within a few days of signing, we schedule a kickoff call with your team and our internal team. Everyone on the Bread Loaf side who's going to touch and work on your brand will be there. The retention team, the paid team, project management, and creative. Everyone's going to be on that call so you know who it is, and we can put a face to kicking off this agreement. Think of this like a powwow. We're breaking the ice, we're all gathering together, we're sharing the details, and we're getting excited to start to work together. And once we have that kickoff call scheduled, here's what you can expect that we're gonna cover on the call. First, we're gonna start off with intros. This is where you can meet the whole team. We'll go through who's the copywriter, designer, the media buyer, the retention strategist. You're going to meet everyone. And 2, what we also want to do is have you share some information about the brand. How long has it been around for? What are you most excited about working with us at Bread Loaf? And who is it that we will be working with as well to collaborate on a daily basis? Once we're done with introduction, then we'll go into the scope of work. Now, this scope of work is going to clearly go through what we're responsible for, down to how many campaigns we're managing, what type of ad spend we're managing, what does the project look like, whether it's retainer or project-based. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go through the scope of work so everyone's in alignment. And then we're going to go into account management. This is how we're going to track progress. At the end of the day, what gets measured gets done, and we need to have a system that's going to track progress along the way. This is where we're going to go through what reporting looks like, what project management looks like. We're going to get you guys integrated in with our project management system, and we're going to also put times to communicate. Now, typically, if we're working on an ongoing basis, our retention strategist is going to have a strategy planning call with our clients every month. And then from there, we're either going to have weekly calls, bi-weekly calls, or monthly calls. And those touch bases are going to be reflective of the terms of the agreement. Typically, we have bi-weekly calls, but for smaller engagements, we'll go monthly, and for heavier engagements, we'll go weekly. From there, we're going to go through account requests. This is where we're going to get access to all the tools we need, from Shopify, to your Meta ad account, to Klaviyo. This is where we are going to request access to all the things that we need to make sure we can share and we can start the process of working on your account. Next, we're going to go through the onboarding checklist. We're going to be assigning a couple tasks to you so you can move fast and you can understand what we need to have. We use Basecamp as our project management and client collaboration system. We love Basecamp because it's really easy for us to collaborate with our clients and share all the information we need. What we found is we were using other project management systems, and then we were also using Slack and email for communication, and everything was so fragmented. Everyone was saying, oh, Slack is the greatest thing in the world, It's an email killer. What we found is Slack just became another form of email. Now, the great thing about Basecamp is we have real-time chat in Basecamp. So if our clients want to talk with us, we're in Basecamp all day. They can easily collaborate and ping us and get back to us. At the same time, there's an amazing mobile and desktop app. It's really easy to use, and you can easily get pinged with notifications on your mobile device, on your desktop device, and through email. So it makes it really easy. So at this time, what we usually do is we do a Basecamp walkthrough. Before the call, you're gonna get access to Basecamp, and we're gonna walk through how we use the schedule, how we use Campfire, how we use the different workflows, docs and files. We're gonna go through the message boards. We're gonna go through everything here so you know exactly what to expect. And the great thing about this is we record all these calls. So right after the call, we're gonna give you access to that onboarding call, all the onboarding notes, so you have everything you need and nothing's lost. And then we're gonna get into the creative needs. This is the creative request. We're gonna need assets, brand guidelines. We're gonna go through everything we need to actually get the creative work done. And we're gonna show you how to plug that in and share that with us. Then we're gonna talk about the timeline. What's the launch plan to the first campaign if we're handling retention? If we're taking over media buying, when's the official migration where we're going to be building and managing campaigns daily? And then if it's a one-off project, what does success look like over that 4 to 8 to 12 week project timeline? And then lastly, we're going to go into a final Q&A. This is where you can get any clarification up front on anything we need. And typically this call is only about a half an hour. After we kick off, you're going to have access to Basecamp, but this is where the work is really going to get started in your custom workspace. This is where everything going to happen, from tasks, creative approvals, feedback, timelines, launch schedules. Our clients love it because it's clean, it's transparent, and it keeps everyone aligned. When you're in Basecamp, you can see exactly what the Bread Loaf team is doing at any given time. We are literally giving you access to our virtual office. This is where we share, collaborate, and get the work done every single day. I'm very, very passionate about the project management and account management systems we've built at the company, and they've worked for years. Obviously, we're always trying to refine them, but this system has worked so well for us to share, collaborate, and move fast. Now let's talk communication cadence. Depending on what we're doing together, we'll set up regular calls. Weekly calls are for high volume, fast campaign clients. These are usually our biggest engagements. Bi-weekly for structured and execution and reporting. This is typically what we have for most clients. And then for monthly calls, these are typically going to be our smaller engagements where we only have to touch base on a formal cadence once a month. Now monthly, this is typically for our smaller clients where we don't have to talk that often on a formal basis. And we're not passive. We don't wait for our clients to email us. Our team's proactive, organized, and focused on keeping things moving. And that's why these formal calls are so important. We've got them in the schedule. We know when we're gonna connect, and we come prepared and ready to work. By the way, we also record these calls, so it's really easy to have some AI action items placed in grain to move things forward once we're done. And it also documents what we say we're going to do and what our clients say they're going to do. So that's the Bread Loaf onboarding process. From the proposal to kickoff to execution, we built a system that aligns teams fast, eliminates confusion, and builds momentum from day one. If you're serious about scaling with a D2C first marketing strategy and a creative team that gives a damn, then let's talk. We've been doing this for over 9 years now across email, SMS, push direct mail, media buying, creative, dev, CRO, and creative services. So we've got 4 key departments. If you're interested in working with us, schedule a call below and let's chat. We'd love to learn more about what you're doing and how we can help you. Ready to work with Bread Loaf? Book a discovery call, view our client case studies, and learn more about everything that we do. And learn more about us. Visit our link below at webakebread.com to get started. Thanks, guys. Love you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.